All right, 132, folks. Looking at Unit 2, looking at the document review here, I feel like it's particularly appropriate for what's happening right now with the racial unrest that's happening and with the riots that are happening, with the, obviously, what's, discrimination happening. I'm not going to talk a whole bunch about that. What I want to talk about is this document. I want you to look at this because this document is the Atlanta Exposition speech by Booker T. Washington. And you have to understand, if you're going to look at this, you have to understand and you have to put it in the time period, because the Atlanta Exposition, folks, what we're looking at is we're looking at redeemed South, redeemed, and you should spit when you say that, redeemed, because what is happening is, in order to keep the presidency, the Republicans have literally sold out the black population of the South. They sold out the freedmen of the South to maintain the presidency for 4 more years. To do that, they declared Reconstruction is over with. They go ahead and pull the troops out. And what happens is the old guard, the old Southerners, the old governors, the old Confederates, the old planters, the people of position and power and money are going to go ahead and utilize any means they can, legal and illegal, to take the power back. And by redeemed, I mean they have turned the South back into the old South and everything but slavery. And I'm sorry, but in this case, slavery is just slavery by a different name. What they want to do is they want to keep the black population. Yes, they can label themselves free all they want to, but they want to keep the black population down. They want to keep them low. They want to keep them below the lowest rung of the ladder, and that's what they're going to work to do. What they're going to work to do is disenfranchising the black male voters. They're going to do whatever they can, whether it is a poll tax, whether it is a literacy test, what is a grandfather clause, whatever they can to disenfranchise the voters. And in some cases, they're going to outright use the equivalent of military force. I know you get out to North Carolina, you get out to eastern North Carolina, and they are at one point in Wilmington literally going to use a Gatling gun on the black voting population to keep them from voting. That there's going to be a massacre, there's going to be riots. But what the South doesn't want you to know, what the redeemed South doesn't want you to know, is that business is back to business as usual. What they want you to do is they want the Northerners, and they want the Northerners, well, hell, they don't want the Northerners, they want the Northerners' money. All right, they want the manufacturers, they want the businesses that they have to trade with to think that this is the new South. They want to invite the manufacturers down. They want them to expand. And to do that, they're going to have the Atlanta Exposition. Folks, this is a cotton exposition. All right, this is a cotton exposition. What they're going to do is they're going to go ahead and show the North that they're liberal, show the North that they're liberated, show the North that they're egalitarian, show the North that they now respect the former slaves as freed people. The problem is they don't. But what's going to happen is they're going to invite this man of color, this man to be one of the first men of color, a freed Negro. And I'm sorry if that offends anybody, but that is the terminology for the time period as we talk about Negroes and we talk about colored folks. And that's the terminology for the history at this particular point. And I don't mean to be offensive, but that's the terminology. And so if that offends you in the reading, you kind of have to overlook that because it's a historical document. All right, and they're trying to be politically correct for the period. What's important is they're going to take this gentleman, okay, Booker T. Washington. He is a freed slave. He grew up in slavery, and once he was set free, and you have to understand, once he's set free, he decided, him and several other freedmen, the most important thing to be able to do was to get educated, to learn to read, to learn to write, to learn to vote, to learn to be active and take hold of their future. And to do that, they had to be intelligent. They had to be educated. They had to learn to read and write. They had to be able to vote so they could be active in what's going on. And so what he's going to do is he's going to seek out an education as a young man, and he's going to travel to this school. And he can't afford the tuition, so he's going to work. He's going to work his way through school. He is going to become a teacher. He's going to become a heck of a man, enough that what will happen is his former mentor is going to be approached, and he's going to be approached and say, hey, we're going to be building a school, and what we need someone to go ahead and act as a president, to act as a dean, to act as someone in charge. He's going to say, I got the guy for you. And he's going to give them Booker T. Washington. They're going to say, I don't know. He's kind of young. He's kind of black. He's perhaps we need somebody else who can be a representative figure. And this former Union commander is going to say, no. This is the man. This is the man. And so what he will do is he will take charge, and he will not only help them build this institution. Literally, imagine one of your first semesters in class is, hey, today we're going to go ahead and we're going to build the school. All right? How would you like it if I told you in order to get a decent grade for the class, you had to help me build the classroom? He's going to help them build this school. He is going to say, listen, what we need is we need a structure of education. We need a structure of industry. We need a structure of training. We need to educate people, not and all these fanciful literary things, not in the Greek classics, not in this, but we need to teach them a trade. We need to teach them a skill. We need to teach them something usable so they can earn their way in life. This is going to earn him some dissatisfaction with other folks within his same community. But he's going to be a representative of the black community. He's going to be invited to speak because he's an upstanding representative. And what he will do is they're going to invite him down to the Atlanta Exposition to go ahead and talk so they can show the North how liberal they are. They can show the North how egalitarian they are. He's going to talk. And what he's going to do is he's going to say, hey, listen, what he wants to do is convince, okay, not the Northerners. He wants to convince the Southerners. He wants to convince the landowners. He wants to convince these new Southern manufacturers that the black community, the freed slaves, the colored folks, the people that they have lived amongst all their lives are the ones that they should be turning to in this time of need, because this increased manufacturing means we need more resources, we need more raw materials. And he's going to say, listen, you keep on appealing to Europe, you keep on appealing to Asia, you keep on importing all these brand new people, and listen, we're right here. And so this is what he's talking about. Listen, we're right here. And what he's going to do is he's going to make this plea. And to me, he starts talking about let down your bucket. And you'll have to look at that and see, let down your bucket. And he uses this repetitive phrasing. And this repetitive phrasing always reminds me of Dr. King and his I Have a Dream speech. But of course, this is quite a while before Dr. King's speech. But what he's going to do is he's going to try to not only talk to, the African Americans, freed slaves, but he's going to talk to the Northerners. But he's trying to drive home this point to the Southerners that listen, take advantage of our skills, take advantage of us. I don't care. He says, I don't care. We don't want to be living side by side. We don't want to be equal. We don't want any of this stuff. All we want is an opportunity to live, an opportunity to make a living. And what we want to do is just prove ourselves as we've already done time after time. The idea that he's willing to take this division, that he's willing to accept this split reality of life, the idea that he's willing to accept discrimination and the standards to employ the people, is going to earn him some ill will from other people in his same academic community. But what he wants to do is say, listen, I think what we need to do is earn our way. We earn our way, we earn our money, and we can create an economic impact. And this is the way we start. And this, to me, is a huge document, especially with what's happening now. So go ahead and take a look at this and get your answers all set up and get it turned in. I look forward to reading what you have. Thank you.